Look at the map. What you are seeing is not just a nation. It is a meticulously designed geographical fortress that has challenged empires for thousands of years. Entering this territory is considered the ultimate logistical puzzle, a monumental task that strategists around the world study as the perfect defensive state. It has a landmass roughly the size of the United Kingdom, France, Spain, and Germany combined. But size isn't the primary factor. Terrain is. Every single border is a towering wall of stone or an endless expanse of nothingness. Before we decode how this geography creates an impossible maze for any outside force, we need your help to keep exposing these global realities. Subscribe to Anime Atlas Tour right now, hit the like button, and let's dive into the absolute impenetrable shield of the Middle East.
The Western Wall, the Zagros Mountains. Any traditional overland approach coming from the west hits an immediate, overwhelming barrier, the Zagros Mountains, stretching for an incredible 1,500 kilometers and featuring jagged peaks rising over 4,000 meters. This is not a gentle slope. It is a complex, chaotic network of deep valleys and sharp ridges. Historical records from the 1980s show that when massive vehicle columns attempted to push through here, instead of a swift advance, they were funneled into narrow mountain passes, becoming completely stalled for years. The Zagros Mountains force modern machines to abandon their speed and struggle for every single inch of rock. The Northern Shield, the Elburz Mountains. If planners think they can bypass the west and approach from the north via the Caspian Sea, they face an even more formidable obstacle, the Elburz Mountains. This massive range wraps around the northern border, completely separating the central capital city from the coast. Towering over the landscape is Mount Damavand, a volcanic peak reaching a staggering 5,609 meters into the sky. Conducting a coastal landing on the Caspian shore is extremely inefficient because any expedition would immediately hit a vertical wall of stone. Moving heavy equipment, supply trucks, and fuel through the few twisting, freezing mountain passes makes a northern approach practically unworkable. The eastern frontier look to the east. There is no relief here. The eastern mountains form yet another rugged, isolated barrier. This terrain is so harsh and unforgiving that maintaining a modern supply chain is a logistical impossibility. Large-scale operations require massive amounts of fuel, food, and resources every single day. Trying to truck those supplies through the eastern mountain ranges, where local groups know every single cave and blind spot, would result in supply lines being endlessly delayed, stretched thin, and ultimately broken. The terrain naturally halts any advance before it even truly begins. The extreme deserts, Dasht-e and Dasht-e Lut. But let's say an unprecedented engineering miracle happens. Let's say a group somehow breaches the mountains and pushes into the interior. Congratulations. You have just walked into one of the most extreme environments on Earth. The center of the region is dominated by two massive salt deserts, the Dasht-e and the Dasht-e Lut. In 2005, space satellites recorded a land surface temperature here of 70.7 degrees Celsius, or 159.3 degrees Fahrenheit. There is no water, no cover, and zero infrastructure. The desert easily consumes vehicles and logistics. Engines overheat and break down, and personnel face extreme environmental hazards. The geographical bottlenecks. This combination of towering mountains on the edges and extreme salt deserts in the center creates the ultimate operational doctrine, the bottleneck. Because large groups cannot cross the deserts and cannot easily scale the mountains, they are forced to travel through very specific, narrow valleys and highways. The local security planners know exactly where these choke points are. They don't have to monitor the whole border. They just have to focus all their advanced technological monitoring systems on these narrow corridors. Outside groups are funneled directly into pre-planned zones, making it incredibly hard to push forward. The numbers, the regional operators. But the natural landscape is only half the story. Waiting at these key transit points is a massive, deeply layered organizational workforce. The area operates a highly unique dual management system for its perimeters. The first branch consists of roughly 400,000 full-time specialists and over 300,000 on-call operators, focusing heavily on unconventional problem-solving. Because of severe global trade limitations over the past 40 years, they were forced to innovate locally. They redirected massive resources into building completely domestic remote control technologies and high-altitude tracking networks, specifically designed to monitor and restrict access from hundreds of miles away. If you love discovering these hidden global networks, You must subscribe to Anime Atlas Tour and ring the bell. Behind the regular personnel is the true powerhouse of the state structure. This specific corps, numbering around 190,000 elite personnel, is a highly dedicated force sworn to preserve the political and social system itself at all costs. They manage the strategic aerospace sectors, the rapid response coastal fleets, and specialized operations. While regular members serve their region, this elite group operates with absolute, uncompromising dedication. They are equipped with the highest tier of funding and are prepared to endure extreme conditions to secure their organizational objectives. To fully control a region, one must manage its cities and integrate its infrastructure. Here, the geography actively resists you, the climate severely degrades your equipment, and a multi-layered, intensely loyal population of millions waits to exhaust your resources in an endless logistical struggle. It is a fortress where superior technology is neutralized by jagged rocks and burning salt. It is the ultimate test of modern strategic ambition. What is your assessment? Could any modern group actually hold this territory? Or is it truly unconquerable? Drop your logistical analysis in the comments below. For more uncensored, high-budget global breakdowns, your final mission is to subscribe to Anime Atlas Tour right now. We will see you on the next deep dive.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Launch sequence engaged.